In the 15th century, when much of the world was still a mystery, a small kingdom on the western edge of Europe began a journey that would change history forever. That kingdom was Portugal, a nation of dreamers, explorers, and seafarers who dared to venture beyond the known world. Their empire did not begin with armies or great battles. It began with ships, sleek wooden caravels with white sails that caught the winds of destiny. Under the bright sun of the Atlantic, Portuguese explorers set out to find new trade routes, gold, and glory. And in doing so, they connected continents and oceans like never before. It all started with Prince Henry the Navigator, a royal who never sailed far himself, but whose vision launched Portugal into the unknown. He gathered map makers, astronomers, and sailors at his school in Sagres, training them to read the stars and winds. Under his guidance, Portuguese explorers began inching down the coast of Africa, mapping lands no European had seen before. Each voyage pushed the limits of courage. Sailors faced storms, scurvy, and sea monsters of legend. But for every lost ship, two more followed. They reached places like Cape Verde, Sierra Leone, and finally the southern tip of Africa, the Cape of Good Hope, named for the promise it held, a sea route to Asia. In 1497, one of Portugal's bravest captains, Vasco da Gama, set sail on a voyage that would change the world. After months at sea, battling storms and starvation, he finally reached Calicut, India in 1498. For the first time in history, a direct sea route connected Europe and Asia. When da Gama returned, he brought not just spices, but a new vision. Portugal could become a global power. Soon, Portuguese ships dotted the Indian Ocean, trading in spices, gold, silk, and porcelain. They built fortified ports and colonies in Goa, Malacca, Mozambique, and Oman, creating the first true maritime empire. Unlike some empires that conquered vast lands, the Portuguese built their empire along the sea routes. They controlled key ports and trade hubs, ensuring that all commerce between east and west passed through their hands. Their capital, Lisbon, became one of the richest cities in Europe, filled with exotic goods from across the world. Pepper from India, sugar from Brazil, gold from Africa, and porcelain from China. But the Portuguese were not just traders. They were also missionaries. Wherever their ships went, so did the cross of Christianity. Missionaries built churches and schools from Africa to Japan, spreading their faith and language across continents. While Spanish explorers sailed west to the Americas, the Portuguese went south. And in 1500, Pedro Álvares Cabral accidentally discovered Brazil. The vast new land became the jewel of the Portuguese crown. It was rich in forests, sugarcane, and later, gold. Colonists from Portugal settled along its coast, blending with native and African cultures to create a unique new world of music, language, and traditions. By the 16th century, Portugal's empire stretched across the globe. From Brazil to Japan, from Angola to Macau, they were the masters of the seas, their ships known and feared across oceans. The Portuguese flag flew over fortresses in Asia and Africa, and Lisbon's docks overflowed with treasures from every corner of the earth. No empire before had ever been so connected by water. A true empire of the winds. The world map itself was rewritten by Portuguese explorers who charted coasts and islands that had once been only myths. But empires rise and fall. As time passed, Portugal faced challenges from new powers: the Dutch, the English, and the Spanish, all eager to take their place in global trade. Wars drained their resources, and their once mighty navy began to fade. In 1580, Portugal even lost its independence to Spain for 60 years. When it finally regained it, the golden age was over. One by one, colonies in Africa and Asia slipped away. Only Brazil remained a stronghold until it too declared independence in the 19th century. Though the empire faded, its legacy never disappeared. The Portuguese language today is spoken by over 250 million people across continents, in Brazil, Mozambique, Angola, Portugal, and beyond. Their explorers paved the way for the modern world, connecting cultures, sharing ideas, and proving that human curiosity could conquer oceans. Their ships may have vanished into history, but the spirit of exploration they unleashed still sails on. In science, discovery, and the endless quest to know what lies beyond the horizon. The story of the Portuguese Empire teaches us that small beginnings can lead to great achievements, and that curiosity, courage, and innovation can change the world. It reminds us of the power of exploration, not just of the seas, but of knowledge, cultures, and human potential.